your boy Flight School Pree.
Your man Slops.
And we're probably right.
Yes, sir. And so we had to get the proceedings proceeding, man, for the dog, man. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace to the man himself, man, Earl Simmons, aka Darkman X, aka DM motherfucking X. Now I mean, rest in peace, X. He finally get to see his dog Boomer.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. Yeah, man. So, alright, so we had to do this, man, because I think we older niggas, we understood what this DMX shit was, what it, you know, like him being the best rapper at a point in time. You understand what I'm saying? Russell Simmons came out and said he was the Def Jam.
Not at the point in time, and I don't even want to say kind of, he did save Def Jam.
He saved Def Jam.
Def Jam was on their way out. You had the Bad Boys, the Death Rows, the No Limits was about to come. You understand? Coming to the game, was on their way into the game, transitioning into the game and shit. Yeah. And DMX was just that spark for Def Jam Records and shit. You understand me?
Killed the fucking shiny shoot era.
He gave them a new life. He made them even go out there and seek young Jay-Z and them that was signed to Priority and Freeze Records before they actually moved to Def Jam.
There'd be no Rough Riders, no Murder Inc. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's a lot of things that we wouldn't have had without DMX. So rest in peace to him, man.
Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't even have Murder Inc. to live, but that's a fact.
That's a fact. So what we here to do, man, to pay homage, we're gonna give you the top 10 best DMX songs, man. I think we made it to it was the list is so fire, man. We had to do 11.
But think about it, man. You can't really find 10. You can't. It's hard to just put
there's gonna be somebody
DMX catalog to the 10 songs.
No, there's gonna be some people. There's gonna be a lot of people that hate us.
You can have a great sense of DMX. You can find 50 great songs.
50
from DMX.
good,
I feel that way. You understand me?
DMX first 3 albums, man.
I think his first 4.
He goes with 4.
We differ.
Yeah, he goes his first 4. But amazing. One of the few people to have that thing where he could say like his first 2 albums was classic, but you don't think the second one was a classic though. Flesh of My Flesh.
It is a classic.
You go with classic? Because I think the first.
Listen, just because I said the album wasn't my favorite doesn't mean the album isn't a classic. Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood is what it is.
Nigga came out probably one of the only rapper to come out with 2 classics in a year. In a year.
You so yeah. I say Tupac did that, but
yes.
Tupac did it, but Tupac wasn't alive for the second album.
All Eyes on Me, he wasn't alive for?
No, he was. It was All Eyes on Me and Machiavelli.
Okay, but you don't think Me Against the World was on?
No, Me Against the World came out in like when he was locked up.
Oh yeah, it's a little bit. Okay.
So All Eyes on Me came out the same year. Actually, I want to say Machiavelli came out the same year as All Eyes on Me because All Eyes on Me came out first.
Those 2 different rappers. Machiavelli and Tupac, 2 different rappers.
So exactly, and that's why he's not on the list as the dude to drop 2 classics in one year.
You went with 2 different names. Yes.
And not only that, the second album came out as a posthumous album.
Oh yeah, posthumous. Okay, so. Alright, so what we're gonna do, man, like we did with the Biggie list, we went with the Biggie best features as an honorable mention, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do with the first honorable mention, which was a feature, and which one was that?
DMX and my dog Spot.
Cash.
Dun.
That's what Switch was just when they started playing with that keyboard.
You know what's so crazy about that? That was a Busta Rhymes beat.
Was it?
Yeah. Swizz gave that shit to Busta, and Busta didn't know what to do with it.
Wow, imagine.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a beat that Busta don't know what to do with.
Jay took it, made it what it was. It's like, we got to throw an X on that, X body Jay on that. You know what I mean? You know, I'm gonna keep it funky. Jay my best rapper, but I call it like it is. I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm a stan and a fan of no man.
You know what I'm saying? When that shit came, because DMX on a Swizz beat, that was a match made in heaven.
Exactly.
That was a match made in heaven. I think that was the peak. That was one of the songs that helped Jay sell 5 million records. You understand what I'm saying? Because it was just like Jay was just coming out with smash.
It was just smash.
Jay built the buzz correctly, and then when he built the buzz correctly, it was just smash after smash, and that was like, oh, and he got a song with the dog on it.
That song alone sold that album 1 million records.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So now let's get into the list, man. The list was so dope. I think we chose our 10, but we had one song that we didn't know what to do with, and the name of it was number 11, so we apropos put it at number 11.
Number 11. So,
yeah, so why you like number 11?
Number 11 is one of those. I think it's the it's classic DMX, right? But it was on an album where album that everybody don't really know, always came off as that song to me because Great Depression was a great album to me. Like, y'all be hating on the Great Depression. I think Great Depression was a great album. When I heard that song though, that song was the song to say, listen, I'm about to buy that album tomorrow, because I was skeptical about buying that album until I heard that song on the radio. I said, oh, X is in his bag. Then I bought the album, and all those other songs that I just mentioned before made sense to me and shit.
I bought the Great Depression album at Walmart. And I remember listening from the Green Acres. So I remember taking that from the crib. From Walmart all the way to the crib. That I just want to say, like, my favorite song was the Who We Be, and I'm like, you know what? We'll get into that. But I'm gonna have to edit this part out. But number 11. The thing about number 11, I couldn't. When you said number 11, because like I said, when you brought up Great Depression, I'm like, yeah, that's not a good album to me. But then when you said number up, I was like, I actually did kind of remember bumping number 11. Yeah, I like that song a lot. So yeah, that's why I was like, yo, I had to I had to fuck with that one. So at number 11.
And I just want to say something real quick. Great Depression, you understand me, was recession before recession. That's all I want to say.
Alright. Alright then, so at number 10,
Who We Be.
Who We Be.
Like I said, Who We Be was one mic before one mic, right?
And explain it again.
And you understand? Like Nas kind of borrowed DMX cadence from that song. You understand me? His feel, the overall feeling. You understand me? And the laziness and the grittiness of that song. You understand me? Like the highs from going from high to low, from high to low. You understand me? But that's besides the point. Who We Be is a great fucking song. You understand me? That's DMX showing a different pocket. You understand me?
And I imagine that at your 4th album, still finding new ways to deliver your message. And that's the thing.
So like when we like I was saying early on, but it's like when I heard "Rewrite Here," bring it, rewrite. That song was cool, but at the time it didn't take off like it's supposed to. When I seen that when I heard "Who We Be," it kind of went over my head when I seen the video though. And I see where he was going with it, and then I heard the name of the album. At first, we didn't know what the name of his album was going to be. So when he introduced the Who We Be video, this is when he was about to really roll the album out.
No. I know. I'm telling you, Who We Be came out after the album dropped.
No, it came out right when the album dropped.
It came out. It had to come out a little bit after.
It came out simultaneously.
You know what? Because I remember getting the album, and when I got the album, I remember that specifically.
No, the video came out after the album dropped.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant.
The song was out.
Okay. I never heard the song until I got the album.
The song was out before the album.
I remember when I got the
video. The
album.
video came out the day after the album, around the album, because remember this is when they used to do these things like they'll drop the. You see, DMX was at a point where they was trying to find a new spot for DMX, so they put that song out. That song came out because I remember they had a BET special for that song. Remember when they do the making of the video, BET making of the video. They had the making of the video, BET.
They had a making of the video for that.
I remember that. Look for that. You know what I mean? You go look for it. The BET making a video, Who We Be, and then like the next Tuesday, the album came out.
Oh.
You understand me?
I'm telling you.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure. Because you know what? I'm telling you, because when I got the album, I know like that was the song I was rocking with most, and I'm like, I know We Right Here. That was the first single. We all know that. That was the first single.
Listen, I'm thinking up. I'm pretty sure I don't be wrong about these things, man. You understand?
Exactly. I usually don't, but but I remember how I was feeling about it because I'm like, yo, why the fuck wasn't this the first single? That's how I was feeling when I heard it. On that album, that was my favorite song. Then it was a single on top of that, a dope video. It was like you said, like we said before, it was just DMX finding a different way to portray his message.
Not a fucking gang.
Big guy, here we go, gang.
Same old shit, dog, just a different day. So speaking of and then there was X and him being an underrated storyteller. I think this is the perfect song to come next. You know what I'm saying? Since we're speaking on that, because this was a story. This is a perfect story of like how him and his young boy. You understand what I'm saying? A misguided youth and shit like that. And it's just a dope story. And I think that's really underrated about DMX. Like the fact that he does tell like dope stories. What people was fuck with King Von for, DMX was really good at it.
You know what makes that song so great?
What's that?
That's not a song. When you ask any DMX fan, If you was to make a greatest hits, DMX greatest hits, that's not a song that's gonna be more popular within his fan base. You understand me? Like the fans don't automatically put that song on the list. But then if you mention that song to those same fans,
they'll be like, oh yeah,
you understand me? So that's what make that song so good, because it's like you're not thinking about that song, but then somebody say, "Here we go again."
Yeah,
you understand that's DMX.
Everybody know that's DMX. Yeah,
I forgot that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a vibe. Yeah. I definitely didn't skip that on there.
That's why that song got to be on the list, because it's that powerful. You understand me? But it's so slept on.
You tell me that there's love here.
So,
number 8.
Alright, so we got the CONVO.
That's like one of my personal favorite DMX songs. Like, it's just aggressive. Like, it's the body.
Aggressively talk to God.
Yeah, bro. Like, you know what I mean? That combo back and forth between him and God. It's like,
what if he's trying to kill?
It's like, it was like because he had Damien on the album, right? Then you have that song. That was like the
angel and
exactly
on the shoulder.
Yo, the combo was fucking crazy, man. DMX is fucking great, man.
Genius.
Earl Simmons, man. You're a fucking genius, bro. That first album is perfect, man. Like, we could have picked every fucking song from the first album.
We could have made top 10.
We could have made top 10 and shit.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a fact.
The combo
came right after the prayer. And it sums everything up.
I'm gonna keep it real. The CONVO is honestly the best song on that fucking album.
You think so?
Yeah.
You go with that.
It's the best song on that album. Lyrics, performance-wise, everything, my G. Like, it's just different. But like, you got, like, the CONVO told the story of Dark and Hell Is Out.
Yeah, that's a fact. I get it. I get what you're saying.
Without that song, that album is incomplete.
Yeah, that's a fact. Especially after the prayer. Especially back to back after the prayer. So that's a fact, man. So I'm gonna go with, alright, so CONVO at number 8, man. Alright, so we just get to number 7.
Let my soul rest, take my breath.
So number 7, we got Let Me Fly, man.
Let Me Fly.
And that's a vibe. That's another one, like the melodic singing DMX. You understand what I'm saying? But
it shows artistry.
Yeah, that's a fact. So I think now
he actually sang on that song.
No, he did. So I think now what we get a lot of like people understand it and get it now as like a whole picture when they look back at DMX. But when we was younger, you know, what was presented to us was Get At Me Dog, was the Rough Riders anthem, and so we just thought it was gonna be just that, you know. So to stop and see him start singing and be melodic and just have different phases of it, like this nigga was an artist, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't just a rapper.
I think we understood that once we got our hands on It's Dark and Hell Is Out.
Yeah, but before that, we didn't know what this was gonna be. We thought it was just gonna be some nigga from Rikers Island rapping his ass off. You know what I'm saying?
I just knew he was gonna be great. I think I just had a feeling he was gonna be great because he had these features that he was coming back 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, he had the freestyle. I remember because it was a time it was him. It's like that. A lot of people don't know. I want to just give some people a backstory. It was DMX, Noriega, Cannabis, and Big Pun. That was that freshman class.
That class.
And it was on the radio doing freestyles and shit. Yeah, it was on the radio doing freestyles and shit. And them other dudes was outshining DMX lyrically. But DMX was outshining them niggas energy
performance-wise
and shit.
Performative-wise,
I mean,
but I think
when I heard Let Me Fly though, on the album, Let Me Fly was just one of those songs that made you realize, like, damn, this nigga just more than just to get at me, dog, and stop being gritty.
That's a fact. So yeah, that's why Let Me Fly is that. And like we said, man, with this with the first album, man, you'll be hard pressed to find a bad song on this first album. I don't think you can. I think that. I think that's when you say hard pressed, you're not gonna find. If you find a bad song on that first album, you just don't know music, and you know what I mean? So I think it should your music card should be removed.
That guy sounds kind of dangerous. I hope you're making a.
So, and number 6, what we got?
We got Crime Story.
The story, man. Nah, so it was honestly like a toss-up between this and ATF.
To you, but to me, it wasn't.
Alright, so the reason why, like, you gotta go with this is because this one, ATF is regular DMX. You get what I'm saying? Even though that's a dope story, and like I said earlier, like DMX is one of the most underrated storytellers to ever live. You understand what I'm saying? We get the party jams and shit like that, and that's why people fuck with him. You know, or even like the songs for the girls and shit like that. But the stories was always fire and it was always interesting. And this was just one of them dope ass stories, crime story, man. So explain the story to me.
Crime story, the reason I relate to it more than ATF, because at the time when ATF came out, I didn't have no ATF knocking on my doors and shit. But I was actually robbing people at the time. So crime story actually related to what I was doing and shit. You understand me? So I understood it more. But it was just the minimalism of that song, son. It, like you got
no bass. Just
before you had got Stop Being Greedy, because when I first heard Crime Story, before the album came out on a DJ Clue mixtape. DJ Clue had the exclusive before it dropped and shit. I think on the Summertime Shootouts or one of them shits like that. But Crime Story was on that shit, and it was just like, yo, nigga, damn, man, like the beat, then his flow on that shit, he was just mad lazy. The storytelling to remind me like a Slick Rick. That song right there showed you that DMX wasn't just no yelling ass nigga. You understand me, son? Like he was a rapping ass nigga. You understand me? That's like that rapping ass DMX song at the time. Like yo, he's a motherfucking.
He's a lyrical problem too.
He's a problem, my man.
That's
you understand me? So that song's always one of my we got it at number 6. I think that's top 3 to me as a DMX fan. You understand me? DMX songs and shit. You understand me? I could say DMX songs that had an impact on me.
This is a beat that I can freak.
Alright, so before we get to number 5, we're gonna go into our second honorable mention. Our second honorable mention is
Money, Power, Respect, What You Need in Life.
Yo, who did that beat? That
I would want to say Derek and D Down and them, but I mean I could
maybe Dame Grease.
Oh, Dame Grease.
Maybe
Nasheem Mari.
It's one of those guys. Man. I gotta look it up, but that beat is fire. And I thought Kim came in perfectly, man. But DMX really ripped a 3-man group, man. He ripped a 3-man group.
That was his coming out. That when I don't want to say his coming out party, but that was a song that had everybody waiting for DMX. Like, alright, my nigga, like when are you coming out, bro? You understand? We don't even want to hear you on these features no more and shit. Like,
about to start the top 5. Top 5. What we got at number 5?
Stop Being Motherfucking Greedy. Stop Being Greedy. DMX.
That's the
second single off the Dark Is Hot. You know what I mean?
Okay. Was that the second single? I thought it was the third.
Nah, that's the second single. Get At Me, Dogs, and Stop Being Greedy.
Okay, so that came before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that was like the two. Stop Being Greedy was like a street single.
Oh,
it was just so hot they had to put like a little video out for that shit.
Okay. And now,
but Get At Me Dog was just so big, it drowned that song out.
Yeah, that's a fact. So Stop Being Greedy. That's dope. That shit is dope. Like the switch of the tempos.
Yeah,
the switch of the tempos. That was it.
And it let me know that guy was serious. Because I ain't gonna lie, when I heard Get At Me Dog, I loved the song and shit, but when I heard Stop Being Greedy, that shit made me the real fan of DMX and shit. I mean, that was him, like, just in his bag and shit.
There's two sides. Yeah, there's two sides to the story.
I never heard that before.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
Now so Stop Being Greedy. I never heard a hip hop artist say some shit like that before. It's like shit like that at Tom.
That's why he get why. That's one of the reasons why he killed the shiny suit era. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's like,
y'all been eating long enough now. Stop being greedy.
Somebody said R.I.P. to the great socialist DMX. I was like, damn, bro, I ain't think about it like that. But that's what he's saying. Like, yo, like niggas is broke out here. Niggas will come at you, bro. The wolves are definitely hungry outside. So it's definitely a dope message to the shit. You know, like the niggas are humble. Like it goes from a humble dude to a nigga like, you know, the thing. The hunger's overpowering.
And that's like the least shown DMX video.
Is it?
Yeah.
But that video was so dope. I like the shit so dope. With the throne, with the two different heads on it.
If you've never seen it like that, you had to catch it at a certain time. It wasn't played like all those other videos.
All those other videos. That's like, a fact. So that's why I didn't know what the order of the singles was. I thought that was a third one.
When you caught Stop Being Greedy, you just appreciated seeing that on TV.
That's a fact.
Every other DMX video you've seen on TV and got fed up with it.
That's a fact.
Oh, I love my baby mother. I never let her.
Alright, so at number 4, We got
Party Up.
Up in Here.
You wanna go?
Yo, the reason why we had to pick this one is timeless, bro. This is the crossover. This is the one that all the white people know that this
That's
is.
fuck
This
the white
one,
people. That's the DMX song. Like when they say when they mention DMX, they say the Party Up rapper. You understand me? Like that's the
up in here, the up in here rapper.
Yeah, that's the one that defined him.
So the thing about Party Up is like a weird fucking song.
They put it in all the fucking movies.
Yes, and that's why. But it's a weird fucking song because if you look at the thing, you look at the title of the song, and you even listen to the hook. You don't understand how gangster the nigga is rapping on the verses. You understand what I'm saying?
Real quick about the song, I hated that fucking song, but it always had that standout line. It'd be like, so I love my baby mama.
Twisted. Girls a hoe. Yeah. Broke. Kid ain't yours. Everybody knows.
Exactly.
So man, say you stupid.
So it's a classic song, even if I liked it or not. It wasn't my type of tempo at the time and shit. Mm-hmm. I think I appreciate it more now. Yeah. Understand as I got older, but at the time, I just wanted to hear straight. I just wanted to hear an album full of fucking crime stories and shit, or stop being greedy and get at me, dog. So I didn't appreciate that song and shit. Yeah. But it's a decent song.
It's a single. That's a single.
Yeah,
that's one of his biggest hits. I think that's one of his biggest hits.
And this is when what's the name started learning how to actually make beats.
Oh, Swiss Beats.
Yeah, exactly.
I can see that. All right, so just that number 4. Number 4, we got Party Up. So time to get to the top 3.
Rough Riders.
All right, then so top 3 DMX songs, man. Don't kill us if you don't like the list, because we probably right. That's the name of the show for a fucking reason.
We are right.
That's a fact. So at number 3, what we got?
We got DAMIEN.
That's a fact, man. So that's DMX's conversation with the other side, man.
Yeah,
about it's a dope story, man.
I think DAMIEN took the world by storm when people first heard it. You understand me? It showed his artistry, you understand me? His range.
Or even it even showed like the inside of the the inside of the music industry, or how you felt about it.
Exactly.
Like it could be like all this comes with a price, and all of this it's like signing yourself over to the devil. It can feel like at certain times, at certain spots. You get what I'm saying? So it's like that's why I always liked that song. That's why I always thought it was dope. Like how we said earlier about "Let Me Fly." You understand what I'm saying? It's like
it's one of those songs.
It's the yin and the yang of the industry, bro. The album's called "It's Dark and Hell Is Hot," so you might feel like a lot of the times that the devil might have won. This is like one of the songs. You understand what I'm saying? Look at what I did for you. Come on, keep it real.
That's the hot part.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly. So,
but that song is actually the dark and the hot part, because it's the dark talking to the hot side. You understand? If people understand.
No, but it makes sense. Like it's leading them down to the wrong road. You get what I'm saying? It's leading them down to the wrong road. The lust for the finer things in life. That's leading them down the wrong road. So it's a dope story to listen to and understand how these things work. How your vices will talk to you and how it will play on your mind. And this whatever you want to do. For him, it was like robbing and coming up easy to get the money to for the bitches and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? That's how the devil was solving them. But for anybody else, it could be at any different thing of just any type of shit where you selling your soul, or you just feel like this is a wrong way to go about, or you're losing your integrity about anything, but it's on a come up. You understand what I'm saying? There's not too many people that would be so honest about that type of journey that a nigga go through or them type of choices. So that's why I thought the shit was fire. The nigga actually really had the demon voice. Look at what I did for you. Come on, keep it real.
Like, I didn't hear no song like that. That type of artistry and music. You know what I mean? You had Things Done Change, right? Not Things Done Change. Give Me the Loop.
Oh, okay. Oh, with different characters. But even Big said he got that from Slick Rick.
And then after Give Me the Loop, you had that right there. And shit. You understand me? So I think that's what made it special. But the way Biggie, the way DMX did it,
it's a different way.
It was just from a demonic mind.
Yeah.
You understand me? And at the time, it was like I won't say but it's like the New York City was turning.
It was the ghetto.
The gangs was coming in. Like DMX came in right when New York was really turning into the gang. The gang was becoming a big influence in New York and shit.
Alright, then so number 2, what we got?
We got Slippin'.
And why we gonna
arguably the best song on the second album.
Possibly, and that was the first
and it's DMX's most deepest song and most personal song. Like out of any song, like DMX songs could make you shed a tear, but that's the song that's gonna make you shed a tear. Shit, you understand me? Like the bro was saying earlier on, you know what I mean, that DMX should have told his story on how he became addicted and shit. I mean, from earlier on in his career and shit. And I think that's the song that's closest.
That's the closest
to that
like
story. When
he said niggas talking shit like, damn, look how that rock got him.
Yes,
for some reason, like we all knew what rock was, but for some reason we didn't pay attention to the fact
exactly.
Like you talking about you?
He was
like, like we didn't know for a certain point. Like that
he was letting you know in that song. You understand me? Like that song right there is the blueprint for his career going forward. You understand me? Like he let you know that I was in pain. I was screaming for help on my first album, and y'all ignored it. I'm actually going through pain.
So you think that's why he chose it as the first single?
I mean, it was the first.
That was the first single.
It was the first single.
That was the first. That was the first single.
That's a fact.
That was the first single. Yeah.
So it makes sense.
Yeah.
He's trying to let the world know, like, listen, I'm really hurt. You understand me? But hey, if y'all just gonna ignore this shit and
push it to your face, yeah. But I mean, like,
I'm taking it around with it.
The fact that, he went so far left and the shit was still fire. You get what I'm saying? I still to this day can't find the dirty version of Slippin'. Like the only versions that's out is the clean version of Slippin'. You get what I'm saying? I can't find the thing.
I think they cleaned it up even on the album.
Yes, on the album. That's what I'm saying. You can't find a dirty version of Slippin'. So so that in itself speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying? So it was something supposed to be. It's supposed to be something special.
Was it a dirty version?
They had to have been.
It probably wasn't. If you can't find it, it probably wasn't.
Something new.
Alright, so it's been a pleasure, it's been an honor, man, to be back. So what we got at number one?
Rough Riders Anthem.
Oh, that was the obvious one.
Obvious.
That was the obvious
Imagine us picking something else.
We almost did, man, because we were slipping originally. We almost did, but then it just didn't make sense, man. Rough Riders Anthem to this day, that is it. That's the joint. That is, I mean, that shit, to this day, that still gets the club.
That's his roll call.
Yeah, that's a fact. That still gets the club hype. You play that not just because he died. That, like, you play that to this day. And that song goes, that's at every block party.
Stadiums, arenas.
You understand? Yeah, Woodstock show where you see
down,
that was like,
shit.
I think he said it was like 200,000 people.
Yeah.
200,000 people knowing the words to your song, singing at the same time. You understand what I'm saying?
That was like the first song they went to as soon as he passed. They didn't even go to a sad song. They went to a song that celebrated.
That was the one. Yeah, that was the one. That was the one that taught you about bike life.
And I think it's crazy, right, man? But DMX is trying to make a comeback, right? I think DMX had to die for people to appreciate the music that he's working on right now. You think DMX alive, people wouldn't have appreciated.
The thing is, I stopped down DMX a long time ago because every time I was
wouldn't have appreciated.
No, you know what? There's been plenty of times I said that about DMX, and then the first thing was just like, damn, this shit just catchy. He made catchy. His first singles is usually catchy as shit. So it'd be like, so even when it be like, yo, he's supposed to be corny, he's not supposed to be in. The shit just be corny. But like Rough Riders Anthem is definitely.
Oh, that's different.
And
that's number one. Like that's the number one DMX song. Period. That's like the second single, a third single of the album.
That's the second one.
Actually, the third single after Stop Being Great. But it was the actual. While the album came out, it was like the forefront song.
While it went multi-platinum, that was the one. You understand what I'm saying?
That album, that shit sold the album like 3 million by itself.
Yeah, that's a fact. So I mean, that's it. That's our list, man. Rest in peace, DMX. This dope career, hip hop legend. Hopefully, be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame sometime soon.
It's hard for anybody to have the first 2-3 years of DMX career. DMX first, I want y'all to understand, DMX first 4 years in the game is a lot of people whole careers. A lot of people don't have 4 certified, you understand me, albums. Not saying all of them was classics. You said 2.5 of them was classics and shit. We was playing motherfucking what's the name of the game and shit, Spades and shit.
Possible, 2 and Possible.
and then there was X could be considered a classic and shit. You understand me? I think and then there was X is a classic just off the fact the party up in here. That song alone makes it the album.
And then what these bitches want?
Yeah, it makes the album
to have those two on the same album.
And the single. You know what I mean? So those the 3 songs, you understand me? Those it's a classic. You know what I mean? So ain't too many people have 3 classic albums. You understand me? But his first 4 years, and 5 years in the game is a lot of people's careers and shit. You understand me? And a lot of people couldn't touch it. Like DMX didn't really go past that. You understand me? He had music after they put out 2 albums that wasn't really grand champ.
But he had the first single still sold that shit.
The meat pause, but you understand me?
Of his career was
the
the
body
beginning.
of his career was those first 4 years and shit. And a lot of people can't even compete. Like, you didn't see him went to in a verses before he died with Snoop. And Snoop had to take 20 years of his career
to match the first 3-4 albums.
That's a fact. Think about that, man.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. So, RIP DMX, man. We gonna be bumping them first few albums.